everyone, Christina here. Welcome to day 3 of the holiday card series for 2015. Today I'm going to be using the Holiday Cheer stamp set from W+9. This is going to be a really stamp heavy card, and it's going to be one layer as well. Starting out by creating my card base out of some Neenah Desert Storm cardstock. This is the 100-pound version. I scored that at 5 1/2 to create a top folding card, and then put a wide strip of Post-it tape right above that fold to protect the back of the card while I stamp on the front. So I'm taking the 2 mittens and the hat from the stamp set, and I'm arranging them in a line and then putting them on an acrylic block. I'm going to be stamping this in a repeating pattern all along the front of the card. The first part of my stamping is going to be in white pigment ink. This is white ink from Simon Says Stamp. It's a really great white pigment ink. I think of all the white pigment inks I've tried, I like this one, and I also like the Hero Arts Unicorn. That's another really great white pigment ink. I think they're very similar inks in that regard. So I'm just going to repeat stamp all of these going all the way down until I get near the bottom. Then I'm going to take the greeting that I'm going to be stamping later, and I'm just placing it on the card front for placement. Using my pencil just to make a couple tick marks so I know exactly where that's going to be stamped later. And then I will stamp around it. So if you wanted to not have to stamp around a blank area, you could actually stamp that greeting first, stamp and emboss it, and then move on to the mittens and hats. So I'm using my heat tool to speed along the drying process. This pigment ink takes a very long time to dry. So I dried it as long as I could until it was dry to the touch, all of the ink. But as you'll discover, or as I discovered a little bit later on, the ink wasn't entirely dry. I'm going to start out with green apple ink from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp this directly on top, slightly offset, just a little bit up and a little bit over from the original stamp. And this is when I realized that that white ink wasn't entirely dry because the stamp picked up a little bit of the white pigment ink. So in between each stamping, I'm going to go ahead and clean off my stamps so that I don't transfer any of that white pigment ink to the green ink pad. And I'm going to do that for all the other colors that I'm using. So the next color I used is Sunshine, also from Simon Says Stamp. It's a nice kind of really golden yellow. So I'll stamp that along that row. Then I'm going to move on to Dull Pink. And I stamped this once and it was a little bit red, and then I stamped it again and it was more pink. I think I just had a little bit of that yellow ink still hanging around on the stamp. Next color is Hot Mama. It's a nice purple color. And then the very last color I used was High Dive. This is a very non-traditional Christmas color palette, but I remember as a kid there were so many things that were just colorful rainbow type of things around Christmas, and I thought it was so fun and just memorable, and I remember those things. So I'd like to do non-traditional Christmas cards all the time, and you're going to see another one on Friday as well. So I prepped that area with my EK Success powder tool. Then I stamped the greeting in Versamark ink. I'm going to be using some white embossing powder from Hero Arts. Now, I already knew it was going to kind of stick to those areas where I had stamped previously, so I wasn't too concerned because I knew that I could take a dry brush and wipe all of that extra powder away. It wasn't a huge deal, but once again, if you want to prevent having to do this, you could go ahead and stamp the greeting first before anything else, emboss it, and then stamp the mittens and the hats around it. So I just creased that card, and now I'm going to turn this into a gift card holder. I'm going to be using a die set from W+9. This is the gift card layers die set, and I'm going to take just one of the pieces inside. It kind of puts these kind of little half circles on all 4 corners of the gift card, so it just holds it in place. So I ran that through my die cutting machine with a little bit of tape to hold it in place. And then I was able to slide this Starbucks gift card in. And the thing that I really liked about this particular die is that it holds the gift card very snug. That gift card is not going to be moving. So if you send it in the mail, it's not going to come flying out when the recipient takes the card out of the envelope. So this is one step that you could omit if you wanted to. You don't have to do this. But I decided to add some shimmer with using my Wink of Stella clear glitter brush pen, and I just added a lot of fun shimmer onto all of those stamped elements. So that's the card for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be back on Friday with another holiday card series card. Until then, thanks for watching. again, thanks so much for watching today's holiday card series video. This is my 7th year doing the holiday card series, so I have the 6 previous years, all day 3, for you to check out. You can click on any of those images that are on screen now and you can get some more card inspiration. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. You can catch me at my blog at kwarnerdesign.com, and I will see you guys on Friday.